Asian stocks make bigger international rally as dollar languishes. Beijing, Hong Kong Asian shares extended a global rally on Wednesday as sturdy U.S. corporate earnings and the anticipated resumption of Russian gas delivery to Europe helped elevate risk-on sentiment and simplicity fears of a recession, while the dollar became mired at two-week lows. European futures additionally pointed to a more potent open, with the pan-region Euro Stoxx 50 futures remaining up 0.2%. Traders are looking forward to the steerage from a European Central Bank policy meeting on Thursday, after stated policymakers are mulling elevating charges by a bigger-than-expected 50 basis points, pushing the euro better. The S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq futures both firmed 0.5%, after stronger-than-expected outcomes from U.S. businesses overnight, which includes Netflix Inc. Nasdaq, NFLX provided respite to traders involved. Approximately higher inflation and Federal Reserve price hikes denting corporate bottom lines. On Thursday, the S&P 500 won 2.8% while the tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite introduced 3.1%. Netflix Inc. expected that it might go back to purchaser increase this quarter, after a smaller-than-expected drop in subscribers inside the second quarter. In Asia, MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares Outdoor Japan rose 1.2%, pushed by means of a 1.6% bounce in resources-heavy Australia and 1.7% gain in Hong Kong stocks. Japan's Nikkei surged 2.5%. Chinese stocks rose 0.4%, lagging gains in other markets, as the crucial bank kept its benchmark lending prices unchanged amid a shaky economic healing from COVID lockdowns. In addition to a tech-led rally in equities, the principal news float has been more often than not about Europe, which has lifted the euro again above 1.02 with core European yields also broadly better, stated Rodrigo Cattrall, senior FX strategist at NAB, in a research notice. The euro won any other 0.2% to $1.0244 on Wednesday, after racking up its biggest one-day percentage advantage in a month in the course of the previous session, as traders raised bets for a larger charge hike after the report. Sources also instructed that Russian gas flows through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline are seen restarting on time on Thursday after the final touch of scheduled renovation, easing investors' concerns approximately gas supply to Europe. So it has been a nice night, however recession fears actually haven't long passed away and the rebound in equities over the last week could as tons replicate a recuperation from oversold levels and intense ranges of pessimism, mentioned Cattrall from NAB. The Bank of Japan additionally grants a coverage choice on Thursday, but is not anticipated to make any modifications to its ultra-easy stance. On Wednesday, the greenback eased 0.1% in opposition to its major peers, languishing at two-week lows amid easing expectations that the Fed might into a 100 basis point hike at its assembly subsequent week. Markets nonetheless anticipate a big 75 basis point interest rate upward push from the Fed to rein in white-hot inflation. There are many activities beforehand in Europe over the next 23 days, and greater broadly because the equities earnings season receives under manner, said Sim Mo Siong, senior forex strategist at Bank of Singapore. A similarly soar in hazard belongings is pretty feasible, but we suppose it's far too early to shift from a protective stance. The dollar will in all likelihood stay at the front foot into 3Q22. A carefully watched part of the U.S. yield curve remained inverted on Wednesday, with the two-year yield ultimate at 3.2335%, little changed from the previous near of 3.2310%. The yield on benchmark 10-year Treasury notes stood at 3.0228% as compared with its near of 3.019% on Tuesday. In the commodities marketplace, oil expenditures had been pressured by means of international critical bank efforts to tame inflation and in advance of predicted builds in U.S. crude inventories as product call for weakens. U.S. crude dipped 0.3% to $103.88 a barrel, while Brent crude fell 0.6% to $106.69, consistent with barrel. Spot gold eased at $1,709 an oz.